So, welcome back. It is October. It's the end of the month. You know what time it is. My October reading log. It is currently the 30th. So, when this is uploaded, it will be Halloween. So, happy Halloween. I will say at the beginning of the month, I was a bit slow getting into reading. I felt really unmotivated. But once I got to a certain volume, I really you know, went on a reading roll. Like, I was so into what I was reading. Um, but without further ado, let's go. So, Happy Sugar Life, Volume 1. I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'll be picking up another volume, at least yet. I think I will take the anime route. Um, it was good. Um, uh, so it takes a turn. Like the first chapter, I will say, it makes it feel like something it isn't, and then like at the end of the chapter one, it's like takes a turn, like a 180, and it's like holy shit, this is intense. A lot of weird stuff happens in this, but I'd be interested to see where the story goes. It feels like it already has set up, all these plot points and these scenarios, and that is my chair. Yes. Anyway, and it already knows what it wants to do. I don't know how many volumes this is, or if it's even complete, but it reminds me of like You. If you've ever watched that show, it's on Netflix. The protagonist is like that, sorta. Give it a read. Give it a shot if you are into psychological thriller, horror. You know. Next up, I read The Fist of the North Star, Volume 2. I wasn't really into the first volume. Sorry about that. But, once I read Volume 2, and I got to a certain point where we saw him do some amazing shit, I can definitely see its influence on other manga like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Berserk. Wow, it was. I wasn't expecting that because our main character Ken, he seems so content in the events of what occurred in this volume. Just wow. Also, I don't remember this girl's name. I don't, because I guess that really shows how I'm not into it that much, or I wasn't. But it was good. Anyway. To your eternity. It was basically like a little recap for me. Because, I've watched the anime. I've watched all the episodes that are out. And I read volumes 2 all the way to 6. So I read volume 6 as well. And it kind of leaves off where the anime did. Wow. It really pulls on your heartstrings. As always. But, this series is really good. And I'm just, looking at this little art volume cover. And I'm noticing all the little details, there's the orb, he starts out as, or and whatnot, and then there is the boy, the wolf, all these different sort of animals and things. Like there's a sword, there's money. Maybe that's money. Yeah, and a bunch of other things. And then you can see on the, To Your Eternity, you can see how it's dark and how it's slowly taking over the white lettering. I just think the attention to detail is pretty cool there. I will be reading more of this. 100%. Next up, One Piece Volume 2. I read that. I've already watched the anime of that. It always, it's a good classic. It's really nice. The first box set is not out yet, so I'm still sticking with the anime, reading the volumes that I can find. I haven't fully woken up yet. Sort of woken up. Anyway, it was great. Everyone should read One Piece. I read volume 29 of My Hero Academia. This wasn't in that, but I believe it will be in volume 30. I mean, I've already read it a couple chapters ahead, like 10, 20 of volume 29. It's really great. The pacing of the story, it definitely changes. Like the tone as well. Fuck the fandom. I was watching some TikToks, and they, My Hero TikToks, and their cosplays, and the cringe and the shipping. I am part of the fandom. Listen, the manga, the anime, it's not that bad. Don't watch the anime, actually. No. Read the manga. Much better. But ignore the TikToks you see. I understand the cringe. I facepalm every time I see the cosplay and the shipping. Yeah. Next up, Beastars Volume 14. That was really good. I love it. I loved where it was going. And I can't wait for Volume 15 to come out. I think that comes out next month, which is November. There are a couple volumes that are coming out next month that I'm going to get. Anyway. Ooh. Hell's Paradise Volume 10. A lot happened. I feel like reading this, I feel like the story is gonna conclude soon in a couple of volumes. I feel like I've said this before, but where the characters are right now, definitely like in the fighting, it's so fucking good. Everyone should read it. I can't get over it. I wish there were merchandise. And I know there probably is. In Japan, maybe? Or maybe some people. I want, like, official merch. I don't want to, I want to support the creator. Anyway, give it a read if you haven't. And next up, I read the most recent Jujutsu Kaisen volume, volume 12. Very good, like always. The cover on it was very nice. Picking it up in store, I wonder what the cashiers think when they see some of the volumes, like the covers of them. Yeah, all I've got to say is when this gets animated, I can only hope they do it justice. Studio Mappa, I believe they're working on the second season. They did a good job with the first season, so can't wait to see more. You know, it's all these past couple volumes have been like full of action, full of like the pacing is wonderful. You know, can't complain. Very nice. Next up, One Punch Man volume. I believe it was volume 23. Yes, volume 23. Damn. Saitama, you know, this man, a round of applause. I just can't believe how everybody thinks he's weak. Like, you know, even in this volume, they just, some stuff happened, and it's laughable. It's one of those little comedy moments where he does something great, and some of the heroes, like some of the big top, like S tier heroes, S rank, they just say like, it was me. Like, they take credit. I love him. Nope. You know what? Just got a season 3 announced. Mob Psycho 100. I'm excited for that. It's one of the only anime to make me laugh. I enjoy the manga of it as well. Excuse me. I don't know which came first, like the anime or the manga. I'm not too sure on that. So, anyway, great volume as always. Next up, I read I Am a Hero Omnibus Volume 2. I held off on reading this for a while because I knew it was going to be good, and it was really good. But while I was looking up a panel or some art to put in this, I got spoiled. I saw a zombie, and this particular zombie, you can hear my heater, you know, about to start. But I saw a zombie, and, you know, online, like a panel of it, while I was looking, and what the hell goes on in the future volumes? What the hell did I see? It was... I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone else. Like, I got myself spoiled for that part. But it really makes me want to, you know, continue reading. I mean, I was going to anyway, but it's like, I want to find out how that happens. Anyway, don't look up I Am a Hero manga panels, okay? Because you won't just see this manga. You will see My Hero. You will see a ton of other, you know, manga panels. You will see, you know, Attack on Titan. Or, you know, that just concluded. Well, the volumes just concluded. And I just need to get volume 33 and 34. Then I have a whole series. But it's at one point, I will say at the beginning of volume, you know, Omnibus Volume 2, I was really questioning whether or not it was real, like everything, because our protagonist has some mental health issues. So, when a character has issues, or it's not stated whether or not he does, I definitely question it. Just like in Goodnight Pun Pun, I question whether or not... I mean, it's obvious that some of the characters in that have mental illnesses, but it's like, what do they have and why? Anyway, moving on. I started Vagabond. I read Volume 1, and then I was like, I love this series. I see why it's so like upheld. Then I got Volume 2, Omnibus Volume 2, Visbig, and I finished that, and I'm currently on Visbig Volume 3. I'm almost done with it. I love it. It's so good. Just wow. I'm at a loss for words, really. The artwork, Takahika. I just butchered his name. Don't, don't, don't complain. Takahiko Inoue. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But, this. I don't know if I can say his name or not. The main character. The guy with the hat on is Takuan. He's a monk. And I don't remember the kid's name in the back. But our main character here with his sword. Is it really a spoiler? Because, it's, well, this is based off of Miyamoto Musashi, so that's the main character's name. Reading the notes at the end of each, Visbig volume, seeing, what Takahiko has to say. Like, he was like, he didn't want to do this wrong. Like, he's being very careful with how he's presenting, Musashi. And I recommend this. I can see why it's upheld with Berserk. I can see why Musashi's upheld as a good main character, protagonist, with guts, and Thorfinn, and everyone else. I feel like I was reading reviews, okay? I can't remember which volume it was for. I think it was for Visbig Volume 5. That seems to be out of stock. So I was reading reviews. And someone was like, this changed my life. This, like, it helped them somehow. And I can see how it definitely could. The lessons that Musashi learns, you could apply some of that to your own character, your own being. I'm excited to get caught up. I have Volume 4, but just gotta wait for Volume 5 to come out. Everyone should read this. It's incredible. Next up, Berserk. Speaking of main characters, Deluxe Edition, Volume 8. This is how I'm reading Berserk through the Deluxe Editions for the first time, we started a new arc. Well, it's still the Conviction arc, but it is the Holy War chapter. And they're definitely going into other things. If you read the volume, we get to see abilities. I mean, I wasn't thinking we'd get to see them because, we hadn't seen any other characters who had abilities like this yet until we run into these two characters. I'm being very vague because it's something you need to experience yourself. But anyway, very great volume. Can't wait until the next one comes out. And I can't wait to see Guts again. Next up, Goodnight Pun Pun. I chose this panel because this was back when the good old days were here. I don't know. I read volume 4 and 5, or I read volume 5. I think, yeah, 4 and 5. Volumes 4 and 5. Very, very good. It's coming to an end soon with volumes 6 and 7. I have those ready to read. I was going to read them before I read Vagabond, but the packages were fucking delayed. They weren't coming. They were not on time. One of them was early, and the other one was late. And I ordered them at the same time. So, yeah. But those will definitely be read next month after I finish Vagabond. Yeah. It's a lot has happened. A lot has fucking happened. It's a good series. Again, I've said this before. I feel like it's the demographic is targeted more towards males. I don't know if that's accurate or not. But I only say this because of some weird stuff that happens. I take that back. I feel like no, I don't take it back. I feel like it is, but I'm probably wrong. Anyway, this scene right here. I miss when Pun Pun looked like this. This was when he was more innocent, hadn't experienced as much dark shit as he had before. Yeah, it's just a good old time. Pun Pun and her name. Aiko. Aiko's her name. I was thinking of Asano, the creator of it. Next month, I'll probably try and read. I believe, if I'm correct, I saw some volumes that were coming out. New Vinland Saga volume. Definitely excited for that. New Beastars volume. Then those are the only two I can think of off the top of my head. Those are two I'm really looking forward to. Before I end the video, excuse me, I noticed on the Fist of the North Star volumes, the blood splatter connects on the spine. Just me, maybe I noticed that. I don't have another slide after this, because I figured this was a nice, happy little slide to end on. Panel. Have a good, happy Halloween. And that was about it this month. Again, I might finish Volume 3 today and start Volume 4 of Vagabond. But that will be the only difference if I do finish anything else. Have a good day. And don't forget trick or treat, candy. Treat yourself. Don't trick yourself. Bye-bye.